Guys, I've never considered the levels of awareness until my mom's passing, really, if I must be honest. Because it happened so fast and sudden, and there wasn't really symptoms of COVID and things like that. So, 5 months into like searching and seeking, basically, me and Ashley went through our awakening, which we covered in previous episodes before. So, also a continuation from where I stopped with the previous episode, level 7. I just want to continue going to level 8 and 9. So I made a few notes and sorry. Yeah, we ended off by level 7 where you start thinking how you're going to give back to community and becoming one basically with nature and how you feel in plus most of the time. Now, when you move along to level 8, you start where I just started with losing my mom, kind of a 360 circle. So this is weird. Starts becoming for entertainment purposes only. Yeah. So from my understanding and my experience, my observations, level 8 awareness, I started becoming more intrigued with my dreams. I wanted to know where dreams came from, why coincidence, physical coincidence, because it started happening more often. Seeing the triple digit numbers everywhere. What does it mean? I start Googling spiritual meanings behind it. Hmm. Sorry, all of a sudden my throat. Risha Praspa. Hmm. Thank you. So I started playing around because now I knew nothing can hurt me. My consciousness is wide open. I know I track exactly what's on my mind. So there's nothing to fear anymore. So now I'm not afraid of my dreams anymore. I'm not afraid to go sleep. I'm not afraid to the dark. I am now looking forward to go sleep. I somehow want to take naps in the day where I'm not tired because now I'm focusing with my eyes closed. Hmm. So a lot of people will call this the start of meditation because you will go sit at some good music on and try and clear your mind. So I tried to do it with dream state. And it took me about 2 weeks, to be honest. We consistently do it at least once a day, whether it be through a nap or the evening before I go into my sleep state. I would consciously think like I'm closing my eyes, whether we have music on in the background, I would put the blanket over my eyes to feel like I can breathe properly. And at this total darkness, I can see no light through my eyes. Then I would basically look into my eyelids to see if I can actually see something. Because it just looks like darkness at first. And then you start seeing specks, or in my experience, I started seeing specks. Then I started looking almost like I'm laying outside, like I'm looking up at the sky. But I know my eyes are closed because I'm conscious I'm not sleeping yet. And then obviously I'd fall asleep. And I would remember the next day. And then that's where I'd start again. Because then that process would happen quicker, whether it be during the daytime or the nighttime. So I would reach the star level quicker. And now I can start focusing on the star level and what this actually is. Where am I looking? I can look around. And when you start realizing that you can mix your emotion with what you are thinking, you can zoom into a point where you can open up a little mirror where you can just exist there, you can say. You have no control, but you can go to any pinpoint of, normally your first pinpoint will be where you would wrong people because our guilt takes over. So you would see where there would be situations where you would have hurt people previously and how it made them feel really. And that makes you feel like you are in their shoes, kind of like you review your own life. You start doing that in your awake state. And then you start realizing that you can move around. And that's when you come to level 9. I just want to check if I'm covering with my notes. Yeah. You also realize that everything is like a way. around you was aware at some point. The chair, because every time it was in someone's mind, it was a creative idea and they brought it to life. So at some point, they are aware and you start treating everything a bit softer. And then when you start doing that, you move it to another template of your life, into another template of your life. And so everything you start doing new, the templates start falling on each other, and you kind of restructure your own DNA system differently. And this is where you kind of move into your level 9 awareness. Me and Ashley had a thing where you call it UDL, upload, download, and log in. And the other day, so he doesn't feel like it does that thing more with his mind, like he uses it as a computer. He kind of feels now like he's remembering things. It's like being awoken within him. So it feels like deep knowledge. And I kind of feel like that's where me and him is in our level of ascension now, is we remember our ancestors and how their struggles were and their hardships were. And we're remembering, what was that, the Group Areas Act and what they must have gone through. But it's not even us. It's just, we're part of the DNA are just being reawoken within us. But from a point of view of compassion mostly. Because if it wasn't them, it would have been us. If like we obviously believe in the reincarnation. So we have more compassion for them than anything else. And we can understand where most of them came from. And also, level 9, you start now lucid dreaming. You go to bed with intention. So you now understand that this vehicle, this avatar that you have, is just a vessel and it gets tired. And what you put in a daily, whether it be food, whether it be what you watch, whether it be what you listen to, either charges it up or it's going to drain it out. Whether that is be your work or whatever it may be. Eventually, you're going to need to have this vehicle sleep, but your mind doesn't sleep. This is where you realize your mind doesn't sleep. So when you have ideas of you want to start a business, say for instance, but you don't feel like you're at the time, in your time that you are awake, you have too much things happening. This is, so you set out what you want to go do in your dreams. For some way, your mind goes. Your mind is waiting for your body to wake up for how many hours you are sleeping. So the universe is like a massive mental brain. And your brain going to collect information, send information around. This is how my mind works, by the way. I send information around. I have doors open for me, opportunities, things that I need. That's what I put into my mind to draw in my awakened state. Because you start realizing that your day that you had, this is why they call it a day, in our opinion. They want you to be in a daze from your dream. So you are currently catching up to your dream state in your awakened state. So a lot of the time you have such an amazing dream. When you wake up, you remember it. 5 minutes later, vague. 10 minutes later, almost nothing. Then something happens throughout the day. You have a smell, a sound, and then you remember parts of the dream. So it doesn't mean that the dream is left. It's just something needs to unlock it in your mind. So we playing with that part of reality right now. And that doesn't mean that like our test is not coming. Our tests are coming, but we tend to be emotionally more into the test, but also slap out of the test much easier, which is what I love now. I can appreciate that. So that was for that section. Thank you guys for tuning in again. I know it was a little long-winded, but in my next little 10-minute section, I want to talk about the triple numbers and which number got us first.